Good morning, good morning, good morning Pangasinan. Narito na naman po ang inyong mabusising Sir Richard Marzan po in behalf of our maestro on air na si Sir Joseph Bacani na nandun po ngayon sa ating radio station at mamaya po ay hahabol po siya dito sa atin pong media center sa SDO1 Pangasinan. Narito na naman po tayo para sa 2 oras ng pagtalakay, paghilatis at paghimay sa ating mga issue at mga makabagong pamamaraan ng pag-aaral ngayong new normal. Kaya shout out sa ating mga mag-aaral, mga magulang, ganun din po sa ating mga kaguruan, mga school heads. Nako, kung gusto po ninyong makasali sa atin pong daily raffle, all you have to do ay obserbahan po kami, manood hanggang mamaya po at abangan ang ating mga mystery words na kung saan po ay pwede po kayong manalo ng atin pong loot bag mula po sa ating Pretty Little Samaritan na si Sofia Claire Primicias. Ganon din po ay meron pa rin po tayong ipamimigay na 5 piraso ng ating Leksyon Pangasinan souvenir mags. Kaya ang gagawin nyo lamang po ay tumutok po dito sa ating Leksyon Pangasinan. Alright, sa umaga pong ito, bago po tayo magsimula bilang pagsuporta po natin sa atin pong project ng ating OIC SDS na si Dr. Sheila Marie A. Primicias, na tinatawag po natin na Spiritual and Moral Recovery Program, tayo po ay sandaling dumalangin muna sa ating poong may kapal. Aming Panginoon na nasa langit, maraming salamat po sa isang buong nagdaan na linggo na kung saan ay naging matagumpay po ang inyo pong mga ipinagkaloob sa aming buhay, pag-asa at pagkakataon. Lord, thank you very much for all the blessings that we had, for all the friends that we've met and we've made. Thank you rin po, Lord, kasi hindi niyo po kami pinapabayaan sa lahat ng aming mga pangangailan. Thank you for supplying all our needs. Indeed, Lord, you are a very, very good and kind God. Lord, at this time, as we celebrate, Lord God, ito pong darating po namin na Todos Los Santos nawa, Panginoon, as we remember all those loved ones that have departed in our lives, and as we are also remembering your death, Lord God, on that cross na kung saan ay ibinuhos po ninyo ang inyo pong sariling buhay para po sa aming kaligtasan. Lord, we also reminisce all our loved ones. Maraming salamat po sa kanilang buhay na hanggang ngayon ay natatouch pa rin po nila kami. Just like what you've done on that cross, you are still continually touching our lives. May you continually touch always our decisions. May you always influence us, the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act, Lord God. Lord, for the rest of this weekend, kayo po nawa ang laging maggabay sa amin at patuloy na mag-provide sa amin ng lahat po ng aming mga pangangailangan. Always bless the teachers, the students, the parents, as well as the officials of DepEd and SDO1 Pangasinan, especially our SDO1 OIC SDS na si Dr. Sheila Marie Primicias. Give us strength, health, good health, Lord God, and keep us away from this COVID-19 virus, Lord. Thank you very much, Lord. We lift up everything to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ayan, maraming salamat po. So sa lahat po ng nakatutok sa atin ngayon dito sa Facebook, alam ko excited na po kayo na makilala po at makaupang palat ang atin pong mga guests. At actually, merong excited na isang district. Meron pa silang pa-save the date. Alright. So, kami po naman dito sa Leksyon Pangasinan ay natutuwa po kapag ganun po ang inyong approach, no? Kasi ibig lang pong sabihin, no, you are really preparing and you are really prepared actually, no, to face yung pong ating mga tinatawag na constituents or yung pong ating mga nasasakupan. At ganun din po, hindi lang ipagmamayabang, kung hindi, dapat ay ipaalam din sa ating mga ibang school heads at sa iba pa nating mga stakeholders, ano nga ba ang totoong ginagawa at best practices natin, lalong-lalo na po yung pag-shift natin from printed modules na modality of learning into the digital rise na tinatawag po natin na matagal na pong sinuportahan at ipinaglalaban po ng ating OIC SDS. Okay, so ano-ano nga po ba at sino-sino nga po ba ang ating mga magiging guests for today? Well, gaya po ng sinabi ko, mayroon po tayong phone patch po muna tayo sa atin pong Cooperative Development Authority patungkol po sa ating Cooperative Month Observance dahil ngayon po, October po ay ang atin pong Cooperative Development, National Cooperation Month po. Ayan, para sa ating pong mga kooperatiba. At dahil dito nga po sa SDO1 ay meron po tayong consumer cooperative, malalaman po natin ano po ba ang isang kooperatiba, may legal basis ba ito, ano po ang mga benepisyo na meron ito. And at the same time, pagkatapos po niyan, makakapiling po natin dito live sa ating media center dito sa SDO1 ang atin pong mga representatives from Lingayen 3 Schools District. After that, ay syempre hindi rin papatalo ang ating mga Tarim 1 Schools District. Shout out sa kanilang PSDS na si Ma'am Takbi. Mamaya ko nababatiin yung ibang PSDS, wag po kayong magtatampo. Ayan. And then after po nun, ay makakapiling po natin si Mr. Michael G. Damundon, ang head teacher 3 po ng Sampaloc National High School ng Bulinaw Schools District, para po sa tinatawag natin na Blackboard app in the conduct of online class via the screen sharing. At may magbabalik ang Diyosa ng SDO1, si Dr. Joffrey A. Gamata. Abangan ninyo ang shade ng kanyang lipstick for today. At syempre kasama niya po ang atin pong ADAS3 na part po ng Prime HR team, ang atin pong Wi-Fi Samaritan na nagpauso po niyan ay si Mr. Daniel Ventura. At syempre, higit sa lahat, abangan po natin, lalabas mamaya-maya lamang ang atin pong pinakamamahal na OIC SDS na si Dr. Sheila Marie A. Primicias to give us more updates about what happened this week and what will happen the rest of this coming week po. Ayan. So, hitik na naman po ang ating mga topics. Paunahin na po natin ang ating pong CDA interview, So, tatawagan na po natin siya dahil magkakaroon po tayo ng phone patch interview sa kanya. Okay? So, dun po sa mga nagtataka, nagtatanong, or may mga gustong information na malaman, ay tutok po kayo dahil marami po kayong matututunan regarding po sa atin pong cooperative. At ang kakausapin po natin dito ay hindi po basta-basta. Sila po ay direkta mismo, specialist 2 ng atin pong cooperative development po. Ayan. Good morning po.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, ma'am. Ipipresent ko lang po kayo. Introduce ko lang po ang Development Specialist 2 ng Cooperative Development Authority na ang kanilang regional office ay nasa May Arellano Street, Dagupan City. No other than Miss Maricel G. Ruedas. Ayan, makikita nyo po ang kanilang picture dyan po sa ating monitor. Good morning po, Ma'am Maricel.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Masantos siya kapuasan at si Kayon Amin. I would like to extend my warmest greetings and respect to our beloved Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Sheila Marie A. Prenesias, Maestro Joseph Bacani, Sir Richard Marzan, and all the teaching force in the Schools Division of Pangasinan 1. A beautiful, blessed, and wonderful day to all of you po.
Wow, good morning din po and wonderful day din po sa inyo, Ma'am Maricel. Ma'am Maricel, nako, napakabigatin po yung inyong position, development specialist po kayo sa atin pong CDA.
Yes po, sir. Para sa impormasyon ng lahat, ako po ang in charge in the organization, monitoring, and inspection of cooperatives in the 2nd District of Pangasinan.
Ayan, na kung saan po ang amin pong consumer cooperative dito po sa SDO1 ay under po ninyo, ma'am.
Yes po, sir. I would like to inform everyone that through the initiative of our SDS, Ma'am Sheila, yung inyong pong cooperative na ang pangalan po ay DepEd, SDO1 Pangasinan Teaching, Non-Teaching Personnel and Retirees Consumers Cooperative was organized and registered with the Cooperative Development Authority this year, May 2024.
Ayan, so maraming salamat, ma'am, kasi kinonfirm po ninyo na ang aming pong co-op dito sa SDO1 Pangasinan ay rehistrado po sa inyo dyan sa CDA.
Yes po, sir.
Alright. Ma'am, so bago po tayo, ma'am, pumunta po doon sa mga benepisyo po ng pagiging miyembro, pagkakaroon ng isang kooperatiba, nais po lang muna, ma'am, malaman, ano po ba, ma'am, ang pinagkaiba ng isang cooperative sa isang common or yung alam na alam po nating lahat na corporation po or kaya yung mga single proprietorship na companies po, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Ito po ang mga unique and different characteristics of a cooperative compared to that of a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Ang cooperative po, ay ang mga members po, sila po ang tagapagmay-ari, sila po ang member owner, and of course, they are the member user. Because a cooperative is organized in order to provide the direct services that the members need. Isa pa pong kagandahan ng cooperative ay mayroon po tayong democratic control kung saan po po, one member, one vote. Regardless of the numbers of shares a member has, kahit na po malaki ang inyong shares, paid up capital, one member, one vote, paktok po tayo. And ito pa po ang isang maganda. Dahil kayo po ay member owner, the returns or the net surplus, yun po ang term natin sa kooperatiba. Kung sa korporasyon po ay profit, sa kooperatiba po ay net surplus,
Opo.
is returned back or given back to the members in form of dividends or yung tinatawag po nating interest on share capital and patronage funds.
Opo.
And then, sa kooperatiba din po, we help the members help themselves. And, of course, we render the greatest possible benefit to its members and not to make the largest possible profit. Yan
Opo.
po ang ating kooperatiba.
Ayun, napakaganda po pala.
Ano po yan? Malasakit po para sa ating mga membro.
Opo, napakaganda po pala no ng mga characteristics ng isang kooperatiba. Ma'am, itatanong ko lang po, pagdating naman po ma'am sa taxation kasi ang mga companies, ang mga corporation, they could be either non-VAT or vatable companies. Pag kooperatiba po ba ma'am ay malaki ang binabayarang buwis kung meron man po ma'am?
Sir, ang kagandahan po ng isang kooperatiba ayon po sa ating batas na sumasaklaw sa operasyon ng kooperatiba po natin, yung ating Republic Act 9520, the Philippine Cooperative Code of 2008, nakasaad po dyan na ang lahat po ng kooperatiba ay tax exempt.
Oh, wow.
Whether you are dealing with members and non-members. Kaya lang po, kailangan po kumuha po sila. The cooperative has to secure the certificate of tax exemption in order to enjoy the tax privileges.
Opo.
Kasi po, pag hindi ho kayo makapag-secure ng inyong certificate of tax exemption, you will be taxed as a corporate with a 30% tax annually.
Ayun. So, ibig sabihin kung kami po bilang isang kooperatiba, halimbawa po ay nakakuha ng tax exemption certificate, yung 30% po na usually binabayad ng corporation ay ma-exempted na po kami dun, ma'am.
Yes po, sir. Tax exempt po. 0% po ang inyong tax.
Opo, di napakalaking tulong po nun, ma'am, kasi imbis na magbabayad kami ng buwis na ano po, ay pwede po namin gamitin yun at paikutin na naman bilang kapital po, ma'am.
Yes po, sir. Tama po yun.
Alright. Now, tanong ko po, ma'am, sino-sino po naman, ma'am, ang pwedeng magbuo at maging miyembro po ng isang kooperatiba, ma'am?
Sir, simple lang po ang pagbuo ng isang kooperatiba. Okay? Dapat po, mayroon po kayong minimum 15 members of legal age.
Opo.
And then, you have a common fund of membership. And then, you have a paid-up capital of 15,000 pesos.
So dapat po meron at
And then-
least na 15,000 pesos po.
And then, yes po, sir. And then, you have to undergo yung tinatawag po nating pre-registration seminar.
Opo. So parang yung tinatawag po na press, di ba po?
Opo, PRS. Yes po, sir.
Yun. Tapos po, ma'am, kung meron po kaming 15, pwede na po kaming mag-start ng co-op, kami muna. Tapos, pwede ba kaming magdagdag, ma'am, ng miyembro later on kapag kami po ay lumalago na?
Oh, yes po, sir. Kasi po yung 15 members po ay minimum lang po yon. Kaya nga po, ini-encourage po na kung pwede po sana ay mas dagdagan pa po yung 15. Kasi po, mas maganda po na mas marami po tayong ma-reach out para to serve the members.
Opo. Now, halimbawa po, ma'am, no? Gaya po ng sinabi ninyo kanina, pipili po kami ng magiging presidente namin. So, ibig po bang sabihin nun, ma'am, pag mas malaki ang kinapital niya o yung pinangako niya na gagawin niyang kapital, mas mangunguna siya bilang presidente katulad po ng nasa isang ordinaryong korporasyon?
Hindi po, sir. Kaya nga po nang sinabi ko, member, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na democratic member control. Kung saan po, mayroon tayong one member, one vote, regardless of the number of shares we have. And then po, we have the right po to
Opo.
choose the officers of our cooperative. Kaya nga po, nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag nating annual general assembly wherein we elect our board of directors.
Opo. So ibig sabihin nito, ma'am, no, kahit pala ako ay basta ako ay isang miyembro na pwedeng ma-elect, ay pwede rin pala akong maging leader or board of director or pagkakataon na maging chairman o presidente ng aming kooperatiba kung sakali po.
Yes po, sir. Lahat po ay may chance na maging board of directors sa inyong kooperatiba regardless of the numbers of share you have. Basta ang hinahanap naman po natin sa isang mamamahala po sa atin, syempre po may competence and then mayroon po siyang yung transparency, integrity. Yan
Opo.
po ang mga hinahanap nating katangian
Opo.
para sa ating mamuno sa atin po.
Opo. Now, tatanong ko po, ma'am, no? Halimbawa po, ma'am, nakapag-start na kami ng co-op namin. Sabi niyo po kanina, ma'am, common dapat yung aming kooperatiba. Meron po bang iba't ibang anyo ng kooperatiba? Kasi yung parang mga electric cooperative din po sila, ma'am, di ba?
Yes po, sir. In fact, we have 26 types of cooperative.
Ay, ang dami po
Sir,
pala,
na kanya
no?
lang po ang pagpipilian.
Mhm.
Yes po, sir. We have example po, credit cooperative, consumers cooperative, producers, agriculture. Yes po, marami po silang pagpipilian.
So-
Pero for the information of everyone,
Mhm.
for the first 2 years of operation, we have to engage in a single line of business. Isa lang po muna ang ating pwedeng ma-engage na negosyo.
Opo.
After 2 years, pag may sapat na po tayong paid-up capital, 100,000 pesos, we can convert to a multi-purpose cooperative wherein we can engage in 2 or more types of co-ops po.
So yun na po yun, ma'am. Parang 2 or more lines of business na po yung gagawin po ng co-op. Basta 2 years na po mahigit.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So kami po kasi dito, ma'am, bali parang consumer pa lang po kami, ma'am, no?
Yes, sir.
So after 2 years, saka pa lang po kami pwedeng maging multi-purpose cooperative. Ayun.
Yes po, sir.
So, ma'am, meron po kasi tayong notion na kapag kooperatiba, mas mura. Ang mga paninda, ang pag-i-interest, yung mga serbisyong kanilang ino-offer ay mas mura. Bakit po, ma'am, mas mura pag kooperatiba?
Kasi nga po, ang co-op po, ang purpose po ng co-op is to give the best possible benefits and best quality service to the members and not to make the largest possible profit. Kaya nga po, sa kooperatiba, binababaan po natin yung presyo para po sa kapakanan ng ating mga miyembro.
Opo. Ma'am, may tatanong po ako, no? Kasi medyo ito, hot topic ito. Ang DepEd po ba? Halimbawa kami, ma'am, sa DepEd SDO1, nakaregister po, ma'am, yung co-op namin sa inyo. Pero pwede po ba talaga kaming mag-put up ng co-op namin dito sa SDO1 or sa mga schools po?
Pwede po, sir. Pwede po. Kaya nga po na-aprobahan niyang inyong co-op na i-register po kasi wala naman pong provision sa batas na ang mga institution gaya po ng inyong schools, division, ay hindi po pwede.
So,
Kaya pwede ho kasi gusto po ninyong ibigay yung services para po sa inyong mga membro.
ayan, no, napakalinaw po, no, sa ating mga viewers, sa ating pong mga nakikinig sa radyo, na ang atin pong mga eskwelahan, katulad din po ng ating SDO1 division, ay wala pong sinasabi sa batas na hindi tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng co-op. Ibig sabihin po ng ating guest po ay pwede daw po tayong magkaroon ng ating kooperatiba. Meron tayong legal basis na tinatawag. Alright. So, napakagandang balita po, ma'am, at confirmation ng ginawa po at sinabi po ninyo sa amin, ma'am. Now, at this point po, ma'am, ang itatanong ko po, ma'am, ay kung ako po ay isang miyembro ng kooperatiba, bukod po dun, ma'am, sa mas mura kong nakukuhang serbisyo or paninda, ay ano pa po, ma'am, yung ibang pwede kong maging benepisyo? Dahil sinabi nyo nga po, ma'am, ako ay isang miyembro at the same time, ako din ay may-ari ng kumpanya na ito or kooperatiba na ito.
Okay? Aside from getting the best possible services po, kung ano man po yung negosyo ng inyong kooperatiba, makukuha nyo po yung kanilang mga services with a lower price, best quality, and then you will be given back the net surplus po. Yun po ang napakaganda pong benepisyo ng isang membro dahil po yung kanyang kinita po doon sa paid-up capital niya, sa investment po niya, kung ano man po ang kinita, is given back to the members in the form of dividends nga po.
Ay,
Yan po ang
wow.
isang kagandahan po. You
Yung pag-
are a part of the cooperative
Opo.
Yun po, sir.
Ma'am, yung pagbibigay po ng net surplus or dividends po, ma'am, ano po yun, ma'am? Buwan-buwan ibibigay o taunan din po?
Taunan din po yun, sir.
So, para mas ma-manage mabuti.
Yes po, sir. Kasi po 1 year po yung operation. So, ibabawas po lahat ng expenses. And then, yung mga natitira po ay mayroon po, ay yun po ang ibibigay sa mga members po.
Opo. So, parang ganito, ma'am, no? Nag-put up kami ng co-op, nag-ambag ako bilang puhunan, tapos bibili din ako or susubukan ko rin yung kanyang mga serbisyo, ipapatronage ko. Sa dulo ng taon, nakakuha na ako ng mga murang serbisyo at paninda. Meron pa pala akong dividendo?
Yes po, sir. That's the beauty of the cooperative.
Opo. Samantalang dun sa mga ibang uri ng kumpanya or yung mga common, wala pong ganun, ma'am, di ba?
Yes po, sir.
So yung sa mga local consumers po, no, ang ibig kong sabihin, ganun po pala ang isang napakagandang feature nitong ating kooperatiba. Ma'am, nabasa ko po, ma'am, lately na meron po sa ating Senado na ipinapasa, actually pasado na sa second reading, yung pagkakaroon po ng cooperative officer mismo sa ating mga LGU. Magandang balita po ba ito, ma'am?
Yes po, sir. Yan po ang talagang nagpapasalamat po kami sa mga legislators na nangunguna po para maisulong po ang cooperative movement sa Pilipinas. Nangunguna na po dyan si Senator Mig Zubiri.
Opo.
At saka ang ating mga legislators, si Congressman Kanama at mga iba pang mga party list po na nangunguna sa cooperative movement dahil talaga pong sinusuportahan nila ang mga programa para sa kooperatiba na ngayon nga po ay gusto nila po na bawat municipality ay magkaroon po ng cooperative development office para lalo pa pong mapaunlad ang kooperatiba po sa ating pamayanan.
Ayun. So, ito po ay parang ano po, ma'am, no? Nakasabay sa atin pong National Cooperation Month celebration, ma'am.
Yes po, sir.
Ano po ang
Ngayon nga
tema
po
po
ay
natin
ating-
ngayong buwan po para sa taong
Okay.
pong ito?
Okay po. This whole month of October, the cooperative sector in the Philippines is celebrating the National Cooperative Month. Kaya nga po, this is a cause for celebration for the cooperative movement because October was officially approved through Senate Bill number 1807 or the Cooperative Month Bill. Ang theme po natin ay yung cooperatives amidst the pandemic, stand for resiliency and strive for sustainability. Kaya nga po ang ating pong ahensya, ang Cooperative Development Authority, had conducted several activities which includes capability building for cooperatives, which was live streamed in the Facebook through Tulong Balita.
Opo.
Nandyan po yung ating mga capability seminars, fundamentals of cooperatives, managerial approach for micro co-ops, at live po ngayon through Tulong Balita yung ating strategic planning for cooperatives. Yan po, sir, ang mga activities natin.
Ay, wow. Ang ganda. Ang dami din po pala nating activities, no? Napakaganda po. Now, ma'am,
Yes po,
at
sir.
this point po, ma'am, dahil talagang limitado po, ma'am, yung ating oras, sana sa susunod, ma'am, makapunta kayo dito sa aming studio at ma-explain nyo pa po, ma'am, yung iba pa pong kagandahan ng co-op. Pero at this point, ma'am, ibibigay ko po yung special na oras na ito para po sa inyong panawagan, pasasalamat, o kung may nais po kayong gawing announcement, ma'am.
Yes po, sir. Okay, so isa pa pong activity na napakaganda na ginawa po ng CDA ay nagkaroon po ng Gawad Parangal Awarding Ceremony
Opo.
kung saan po ang lahat ng kooperatiba sa Region 1 ay binigyan ng pagkilala ngayong panahon ng pandemya dahil sa kanilang ipinakitang malasakit at pagmamahal sa kanilang membro, sa komunidad, sa mga frontliners, sa pamamagitan ng pamamahagi ng relief packs, food packages, pre-transformation at iba-iba pang tulong.
Opo.
Sa buong Region 1 po, nagkaroon po tayo ng 329 co-ops with a total of 114 million
Sige po, ma'am. So, meron po kayong gustong pasalamatan, ma'am, or your parting message po, ma'am?
Opo, sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng SDO1 Pangasinan, maraming salamat po. Sana po, suportahan po ninyo ang inyong kooperatiba. Ipatronize po natin ang mga services nito dahil ang kooperatiba ay para din po sa kapakanan ng mga miyembro.
Opo.
Sa lahat po ng mga guro, kayo po ang mga bayani ng bayan, tagahubog ng mga kabataan, nagtuturo ng kaalaman at inihahanda ang kabataan para sa magandang kinabukasan. Okay? Ito po, let me leave this beautiful quote to everyone.
Opo.
The essence of life is to serve others and to do good. Mabuhay po ang mga guro at ang SDO1 Pangasinan. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Maraming salamat din po, ma'am. Hopefully, ma'am, next time, no, makadalaw din po kayo sa amin dito sa SDO1. Ingat po kayo lagi, ma'am.
Yes po, sir. Stay safe and God bless everyone.
God bless din po and stay safe po. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Alright, ayun po, nakausap po natin via phone patch interview ang atin pong development specialist 2 ng CDA na si Madam Maricel G. Ruedas. I just want to make a correction. Ang kanila po palang office ay hindi po sa Arellano Street, no? Ang kanila pong office ay dito po sa may Perez Boulevard, ano? Meron po silang branch dyan sa may downtown district dito po sa Dagupan City. Ang sinasabi ko pala is yung sa DTI office. I'm really sorry po. Dito po sila sa may Perez Boulevard. Ayan, maraming salamat, no? Sabi ni ma'am kanina, mabuhay tayong ang ating mga teachers at kaguruan dito sa SDO1 at sana isuportahan natin at i-patronage natin itong ating kooperatiba dito sa ating SDO1. So mabuhay po kayong lahat. Shout out to Sir Drew, no, sa ating diyan, no, nagmamanihala sa ating sa baba diyan sa ating kooperatiba dito sa ating DepEd SDO1 teachers, non-teaching at saka retirees na consumer cooperative. All right. So at this point po, abangan po ninyo, no, yung atin pong mga gustong sumali sa ating daily raffle. Abangan po ninyo yung ating mystery words 1 and 2, ang atin pong hashtag at kung paano po tayo sasali, lalagay nyo po hashtag Little Samaritan, space, tapos yung atin pong mga mystery words, followed by your school ID, your school name, your district name, and your complete name. Huwag nyo na pong ilalagay yung mga bracket doon po sa inyong comment po, no? Para hindi na po kayo mahirapan. Alright! So at this point po, ay pupunta na po tayo sa susunod po nating segment. Ito naman po ay yung pagre-report po ng ating mga district offices. So at this point ay makakapanayam po natin at makakasama dito sa ating pong studio ang Lingayen 3 District. Alright, so sila po ay pamumunuan ang pagre-report po nila ay pamumunuan ni Dr. Rochelle C. Ramos, Principal 1 ng Malawa Integrated School, at ni Dr. Virgil C. Santos, Teacher 3 ng Aplaya Elementary School. Sila po ang kanilang mga District Information Officers at sila na po ang magpapakilala sa ating pong mga guests for today. So take it away, mga beautiful na ating mga DIOs from Lingayen 3. Good morning! Bati po muna kayo.
Yes, sir. Good morning, SDO1 Pangasinan. Live na live po tayo ngayon dito sa Leksyon, Pangasinan. Radyo na, paaralan pa. Of course, we would like to greet the brilliant host ng Leksyon, Pangasinan, Sir Richard Marzan. It is actually a great opportunity for us to be the guest host in this morning's Leksyon, Pangasinan. And of course, kasama ko ang aking DIO partner, Ma'am Virgie.
Thank you, Ma'am Shell. And we would like to extend our greetings to all the teachers in SDO1 Pangasinan at sa aking school head, Ma'am Martes G. Pascua, at sa aking mga co-teachers in Apply Elementary School, at sa aking mga kasamahan sa ICT at sa lahat ng kaguruan ng Lingayen 3 District kasama ng mga punong guro under the leadership of our amicable PSDS, Dr. Sonia C. Adversalo. Good morning po.
Siyempre, partner, batiin din natin ang ating Versatile Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Sheila Marie A. Tunisias, na talaga namang iniidolo dahil sa kanyang mga advokasya at programa para sa mga mag-aaral at kaguruhan ng SDO1 Pangasinan. Mabuhay po kayo, ma'am. Muli, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. This is Dr. Rochelle C. Ramos, Principal 1 of Malawa Integrated School.
And this is Dr. Virgie Z. Santos, Teacher 3 from Aplaya Elementary School.
And we are the District Information Officers of Lingayen 3 Schools District. Lingayen Triple Express Balita.
Pinakapipitagan sa larangan ng edukasyon. Excellent, extraordinary, and exciting news, Lingayen Triple Express Balita.
Yes, partner, pa-shout out din sa mga schools ng Lingayen 3. Starting po sa Aliwakwak Elementary School,
Apply Elementary School,
Bantayan Elementary School,
Balokok Elementary School,
Basing Elementary School,
Lasik Elementary School,
Lasip National High School,
Malawa Integrated School,
Poblacion Central School,
Hangapisan Elementary School,
Rosario ES.
Wawa Elementary School.
Ayan partner, so wag na nating patagalin. Ipakilala na natin ang ating mga special guests from Lingayen 3. Ayan po, our first guest is an accredited layup facilitator, PESPA SD1 Outstanding Elementary School Head and a regional qualifier, Outstanding School Head LGU awardee. Let us welcome the Principal 3 of Pangapisan Elementary School, Ma'am Cheryl B. De Guzman, and she will be sharing with us the project for Pangapisan Enhanced Reading Program. Hello po, Mama.
Hello, good morning. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Ma'am Kel, and to the rest of the people who are here, Sir Richard.
Good morning
I'm
po.
glad to see you, and all the staff, and of course, ang ating co-guest.
Okay po, tama po. Atin pong antabayanan po yan, mamaya-maya po lamang. At ang ating pong second guest ay walang iba, kundi isa rin po itong accredited NAIAC facilitator, principal for Dr. Rosario C. Ferrer. And she would be sharing with us the modified scheme on printed and digitized modalities as well as on their online asynchronous LDM, ma'am.
Good morning everyone. Good morning po sa lahat na nanonood po ngayon sa SDO1 Pangasinan, Leksyon Pangasinan and beyond. We are so happy to be here and we'll be discussing one of our best practices in school. To our Madam Sheila Marie A. Permisias, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to discuss with the rest of the Division 1 our learning modalities.
Ayan. So, partner, start na natin tanungin ang ating mga guests. So, unahin po natin si Ma'am Cheryl ng Pangapisan Elementary School. And her topic is all about Project PERP, which stands for Pangapisan Enhanced Reading Program. So, Ma'am Cheryl, what is this Project PERP all about? And ano po yung impact nito sa mga learners? And how did you align this one sa new normal education, especially na may pandemic tayong nararanasan?
Okay. Ma'am Rochelle, ang special na aming programa tungkol sa reading sa Pangapisan is entitled Pangapisan Enhanced Reading Program. We conceptualize this based from the field area result of our English teachers tested last year. At ito po ay naisip naming gamitin na basis para ma-improve ang reading competencies ng aming mga mag-aaral from grades 4 to grade 6. Nung nakita namin ang data, mababa ang result ng reading namin. As you can see in the screen, meron pa po kaming dapat ayusin sa frustration at saka sa instructional. So, naisip namin gamitin ang phonics or phonemic awareness para turuan ang mga bata na makabasa. Ito ay ginawa namin sa pamamagitan ng pag-divide ng aming mga 100 frustration learners or readers sa 12 teachers with a specific schedule po sila. And using phonemic awareness strategy in teaching reading. So I presented the conceptualized program to our teachers. There we conducted trainings for the teachers, and we also talked to the parents involved, yung mga magulang, and the resources. Our materials from the different stakeholders. Ang kagandahan po nito is ang paggamit ng phonemics bilang pagtuturo ng reading. Isa sa mga problema natin ngayon ay ang pagbabasa. Nung pisahan ho namin ito, nung September, actually it's It's a way, it all started from September, nag-end po kami ng February. At nakita po namin ang epekto nito sa aming mga mag-aaral. Tumaas po ang naging resulta nung nagkaroon ng post-test at nagkaroon po kami ng individual assessment sa mga bata, hindi lang sa district, pati sa school. Tumaas po ang naging resulta ng pagbabasa. Nagkaroon ng program ang ating departamento na 3Bs, yung tatlong 3, bawat basa, bumabasa. Nung ito po ay inilagay sa ating website, nakita namin na ito ay align sa aming project. Kaya tinignan namin, nakisama po kami sa contest na yan sa ating division at nagkaroon po kami ng pagkakataon na mapili bilang winner sa ating division. At nagkaroon din po ng regional level. Pinuntahan po kami ng ating mga regional people to evaluate the effectiveness of this PERP, na Pangapisan Enhanced Reading Program. At nakita po nila kung ano po ang tulong na nagawa po nito. Gusto ko lang pong talakay sa inyo yung talagang proseso kung papaano po ito ginawa. So, nagkaroon po kami ng pre-planning stage, which is we oriented the teachers, vision sharing, which is we identify strategies like this phonemic awareness, and then we organize the scheduling. Ang maganda po sa scheduling namin ay bawat teacher may specific na bata na hahawakan para matrace nila or matrack nila ang progress ng mga bata na hinahawakan nila. And then, nagkaroon po kami ng organized teachers assignment and then LAT para makapacitate po natin ang ating mga guro. And then during the implementation stage, teacher assigns to conduct PERP utilizing the reading activities in a designated venue. Ito po yung paggamit ng sounds, decoding sounds to make words or to be able to read words. Hinati po namin ito from the initial sounds, the beginning sounds, and until sa blended sounds, until nung nakabasa na ang mga bata, we put together the words, sounds, and then from words, phrases, and then sentences, and then nagkaroon na po ng mga questioning. And then, pagkatapos po nun, nung post-implementation stage, there was a conduct of the Phil-Erie post-test. Okay? So, nung nag-post-test evaluation po, school level and district level, ang nangyari po ay lumabas nga kung ano yung magandang resulta ng Project PERP. Ito po ay larawan na nagpapakita na talagang limited ang number ng mga bata. Isa-isa po namin silang kinausap at binigay po sa kanila ang kahalagahan ng pagbabasa. At ito po yung ginawa naming school lock plan on PERP, implemented po yan. At ito po yung sample ng scheduling ng aming mga teachers assignment. If you would notice, naka-identify talaga per week kung ano yung mga lessons na gagawin nila. Okay? So, these are the sample phrases at saka mga sample learning materials. Nag-umpisa sa sounds, and then word, and then phrases, and then sentences. If you would notice, ito po, sir, ay naka-align sa reading kit na binigay ng ating budihing Madam Sheila sa mga schools. Nung tinignan po namin yung contextualized materials which the teachers prepared, akmang-akmang po ito. Kaya nung ibinigay po yung reading kit ng division office, tuwang-tuwa po ang mga teachers kasi that will really enhance their skills and competencies in teaching reading to our learners. Yan po yung pictures na nagpapakita that we were really evaluated by our district supervisor. Ito po yung engagement ng aming mga stakeholders kasi we need some materials that time. So nagbigay po ang aming PTA president ng mga materials like Xerox popon bands and then materials Ito po yung samples ng mga teachers na talagang hawak nila ang specific na bata from week 1 up to week 7. Yan po. Ito po yung sa regional level na po. Ang magandang impact po nito, ginagawa po namin ito sa eskwelahan, hindi namin namalaya na meron palang contest ang ating ahensya, which is 3Bs. Kaya naging akmang-akma po ito. Nagkataon po na naumpisahan na po namin, natapos na po namin, and then nagkaroon yung memorandum about 3Bs. So with this sharing, I just hope na mabibigyan po natin ng pagkakataon ang mga bata na hindi marunong bumasa, na talagang matututo silang bumasa. Dahil ang reading po or ang pagbabasa ang tutulong po sa kanila para umangat po ang kanilang mga buhay kagaya natin.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Cheryl, for the indispensable information that you have just shared with us, especially sa ating mga viewers. Actually, ito pong reading program ni Ma'am Cheryl ay very timely since we are also conducting the reading brigade sa mga schools. And pwede nating i-adapt mga strategies na ginawa nila since na-implement na nila sa kanilang school.
ma'am.
Thank you very much once again, Ma'am Cheryl. Ma'am Virgie.
Thank you, Ma'am Shell. Thank you, Ma'am Cheryl. And this time po, yung mga katanungan po ay para po kay Ma'am Rex. At gusto pong malaman ng marami at ng lahat ng ating viewers, ma'am, kung ano po ba itong modified scheme on LDM na ginawa po ninyo at ano pong naging proseso ninyo to come up with this successful scheme at mga challenges that you've encountered along the way as you were implementing this program. At ma'am, kung pwede rin po, pa-share na rin po sa atin yung mga strategiya po ninyo, strategies that you've applied to win over these challenges. Ma'am.
Again, good morning.
Good morning po.
Sir, good morning. What we will be sharing with you is one of our modalities that we're providing our learners blended learning. At ang pinakaunang-unang basihan ng lahat-lahat dito ay ang ating LESP, the Learners Enrollment and Survey Form. And from there, we also reconcile the latest report in terms of shuffling or shifting, the shifting. With our progress report, basically you can see in our data that we have 1,221 learners so far, and Lasip National High School is still growing. From those 1,221, we have 200 learners who chose to be under the synchronous learning delivery modality. And then we don't have asynchronous. And in terms of modular, we have 1,021 learners who chose the learning delivery modality. This weekly, based on our learning modality nowadays is anchored and aligned in our DM, DepEd Memorandum under Curriculum and Instruction 00162, Series 2020. And that is basically known as the Weekly Home Learning Plan, providing 8 learning areas within a week and 2 days learning areas per day. What we have is a monthly home learning plan, wherein we are providing our learners 2 learning subjects only per week, not compromising the hours, the learning competencies, and even helping our kids not to be burdened by the 8 learning areas within a week. And this, we started doing the project, the modality, by reducing the number of the sections. We have 50 sections now. All teachers are advisors, and there are administrators and monitors of the learning process. And there is a ratio of 1 teacher is to 25. So all of them, lahat po sila, they can handle a 20 and 19 class size individually. And then, among the 33 junior high school and 17 senior high school, there comes our shuffling. We will be printing only 1/4 of the 1,221 learners. By providing this, we clustered the subjects into 2 based on the learning hours being given in a regular class. Example, mathematics. Mathematics is being taught for 4 hours within a week or 1 hour per day. We combined it with Aralpan, which is basically being taught for 3 days. So meaning, maluwag-luwag ang mga bata po. Maluwag sila. Hindi masyadong nahihirapan because they can handle only 2 subjects within a week. And what we produce is a month-long learning module. And don't worry, no health protocols or whatever is being compromised. Let's see now the shuffling process.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, for example, in our week 1, cluster 1, and that is the first na slide na pinakita namin, breaking the 1,221 into 50 sections. So in a cluster 1, we have 56 learners. And basically, during the sa left, sila po yung nasa synchronous na time during the progress report in terms of shifting. So we have mathematics and Aralpan for the first week. Then on the second week, cluster 2 will handle mathematics and Aralpan. And on the third cycle, that's the third week, the cluster 3 will handle mathematics and Aralpan. And for the final cycle, our cluster 4 will handle mathematics and Aralpan. And then it goes on and on. The same process when we will be doing the cycle 2 or the quarter 2 na process natin. The same thing also with our senior high school. Our grade 11, basically we know that they have more and distinct subjects. So as you can see on our screen, that's how we move the modules. 1/4 of the modules, 1/4 of the 1,221.
So only 25% na lang yun, ma'am.
Yes, basically, if you want to make it a percentage, 25% is allocated for a week lang po, sir. And then considering it's a monthly home learning plan. Ang maganda kasi, sir, is hindi burdened yung mga bata to handle 8 different subjects in a week.
In a week.
Kasi parang ang nangyayari in our DMCI 00162, every day you're dealing with 2 subjects. The kids are dealing with 2 subjects. Tomorrow, they'll be dealing another 2 subjects. On Wednesday, we'll be dealing another 2 subjects. And to complete the cycle, on Thursday, they'll be dealing with the last 2 subjects. And meaning they're concentrating on 8 subjects within a week. Well, what we have in a modified modular print, 2 subjects per week. The same hours po yan until we have the full cycle. And we want now to share with you the financial aspects of our learning delivery modality. But I want also to inform everyone that we are handling blended learning. Because now, eventually later, I'll see you the graph kung bakit nakapag-blend na po kami ngayon. So I just want to emphasize kasi marami po talaga ang namili ng modular. No? We need to realize the fact. So let's see now po sa ating screen. The junior high school is receiving 104,320 per month. The senior high school have a 44,180 MOOE allowance per month. So basically, yan po yung hinahandle nating pera per month. Diba? Now, these are now the breakdown. Grade 7, we have 222. So the number of learners recipient of modules, 56 only. And that's 1/4 of their size. And the total pages, that's actual counting, sir. We're counting really the pages, even though it's back to back. The same printing pa rin naman po, ang bilang nun ay 2 pages. So we have 71,040 together with grade 8, together with grade 9, 10, 11, and 12. So all in all, our total number of learners is 1,221. But what we are providing modules only are for those 306 kids.
Opo.
And the total modules and pages of those modules is 380.330. And in terms of our practical operations, kasi po kami po ang nag-print, hindi namin inilabas. Okay? It's not a commercialized printing. And we lessen the amount of printing versus sa labas. We only have 0.31 compared to 0.75 commercial printing. So, and all of those, sir, everyone, nakakompact na po dyan ang 8 learning areas. The only medyo lang po naman na medyo malaki ang senior high school because TVL really requires, alam nyo na, outputs, performance tasks, so doon sila mas malaki, ang senior high school. But we are sharing our resources sa senior high school para po makompensate lahat tayo. Okay, that's the financial aspects po namin. So 1/4 lang po. Okay, I'll give you pala yung amount, sir. So we're only spending 119,159.01 for a one-time printing. And that's a month. We're not printing another next week kasi isa-shuffle.
Opo.
We're not printing on the 3rd week kasi isa-shuffle. And the full cycle, we're not also printing on the 4th week kasi isa-cycle natin. And that's the full cycle. So we will be printing again another modules on November 9 kasi po in preparation for the
For that
second
month po.
quarter, for the next month. So
Or
those
for
are
that
the-
cycle.
for that
For that
cycle,
month,
sir.
opo.
And then basically we design cabinets also para po doon sa health and safety protocols. We have also our UV light and then we have our cabinets para po sa sanitation. We're using UVGI, ultraviolet germicidal irradiation using a UV light or UV lamp. Okay, finally, we would like to see you the final graph na kung saan makikita po natin na nagkaroon ng migration. So nag-migrate ngayon, unfortunately, pasensya na po, that's now the graph
No graph.
po natin, na from modular, slowly, they are migrating into digital and asynchronous namin po na offer.
The blue bars, ma'am,
Those are
the
for
printed.
modules.
Opo,
Yeah,
oo.
printed modules. And then the green,
So the target is to
to
make it
lessen.
to lessen,
You
to
see,
make
you
it
can
small.
see. Then you see now,
That's why nagra-rise yung green
that's now
bars.
the progress. Yun na po yung progress natin. We are taking our steps slowly and surely, and especially safely, because as we all know, we know the target of the division, and we are appreciating that so much. We are fully aware of our target to digitize everything for safety protocols, for health and everything. But one of our targets is to have a true access to our learners. Kasi eventually po magkakaproblema ang mga teachers natin if no accomplishments or students' performance task will be given at the end of the quarter. Mahirapan sila mag-compute ng grades. So we want to see and we want to share our modality para po ma-spread out lahat. And what matters most is that we are trying our best to reach out and capacitate the 1,221 learners in this unique and challenging time. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Ma'am Rex.
Okay, in addition, yun po sir, ang ating
Opo.
progress.
Opo.
Para po makita kasi, unfortunately, hindi nakita kasi na agad, na ipasok.
Opo.
That's the baseline and the progress. You can see the bars. So that's the process of migrating. Migration of learners to, I hope, the best and the safest way really is a digital or the digital.
That happened, ma'am, in what span of time only?
From our progress, start po noong nag-less, and then now na nirelease natin po ang modules. And eventually, after a month, malilesen namin ang modules namin because of this statistics.
So convincing parents only for a week or 2 weeks that those progresses you had na po, ma'am, kaagad.
Now, we had already one, sir, yung last Friday. Nakita na namin ang mga modules. Unfortunately, hindi ganun talaga ka-comprehensive ang results.
Opo.
So kapag na-digitize, basically, or whatever po, then that's it.
Alright. Sige.
Nakita lang namin, sir, kasi doon sa shifting na inilabas ng division office na report.
Opo.
From baseline to progress.
Opo. Sige, balik po tayo sa ating mga DIO.
Sige, thank you Ma'am Rex. At talagang napakaganda naman, kitang-kita ang progress. Kung pwede po bang i-adapt yan ng ibang schools kung sakaling gusto po nila, ma'am?
Of course naman, Doc
Okay po.
Bird.
Okay po. At you could still stay contact with our school heads sa kanila pong DepEd Tayo page, DepEd Tayo Pangapisan Elementary School at DepEd Tayo Lasip National High School. Ma'am Shell.
Yes, wala na tayong katanungan. Thank you very much, Ma'am Rex and Ma'am Cheryl, for the valuable information that you have shared with us this morning.
And maraming salamat po at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Yes.
Happy to serve po.
Yes
Alright.
po.
Bago
Yes.
po kami
Happy to serve.
Happy to serve. Bago po kami magtanong, may few questions lang po. Ay guys ko munang batiin ang aking kasama, nakahabol, ang ating maestro on air, no other than Maestro Joseph Bacani.
Good morning, Sir Richard. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kaguruan ng Lingayen 3 Schools District at all the way from Dagupan.
Opo, galing po kasi sa mismong
Station na po kayo.
station.
Opo.
Opo.
So, siguro mauna ka naman po,
Opo,
sir.
sige.
Tapos ako.
Una ko pong gustong tanungin no, is Ma'am Cheryl, no? Ma'am, dito po sa inyong Project PERP, no? What challenges did you meet with regards to teaching our children to read, especially that they have this regional accent, lalo Pangasinan, medyo matigas ang pronunciation and enunciation po nila ng words. And how do you mitigate on this challenge po, ma'am?
I think the best way is to capacitate really the teachers na sila muna ang magtuturo. Matututunan muna nila yung papaano talaga magturo ng reading. Then after that, pwede na nila yung i-translate sa mga bata. Okay?
Opo.
Ganon din tayo naman natuto. We were taught the same way, so we are extending the same way to our teachers. So I was the one who personally trained the teachers, being a former reading specialist in Mother Goose. Nung pumunta ako dito sa public, tinransfer ko yun sa kanila. At nung natutunan nila kung paano mag-sounds, magturo ng reading through sounds, nag-enjoy ang mga teachers, nag-enjoy din po ang mga bata. Ngayon, i-align po namin ito sa new normal. Lahat po ng mga materials na pinrepair po namin noon, i-digitize po namin para makarating po sa mga bata.
Opo. Actually, ma'am, that the reading is one of the concerns of ASDS, Dr. Elias Obaldo,
Yes
no?
po.
Kasi sabi niya, dapat sana part na ng curriculum nung college pa lang ang isang teacher ay yung tamang pagbasa na
Tama
ng
po.
ating at tamang pagbanggit yung mga phonemes na yan. So, do you agree with that, ma'am?
Yes, agree po ako kay Ma'am Ellie. Kasi once na nakapagbasa ang mga bata, natuto silang magbasa, they can always express themselves, matututunan din nila ang meaning ng print
Opo.
na kanilang nakikita.
Alright. Ma'am, punta naman po ako kay Dr. Ferrer. Ma'am, good morning po ulit. No? I'm really happy na learning from your presentation kasi we could see here the proper utilization of funds. Despite the limitations with our resources, nakita po natin that they've only spent 25% of their MOOE budget for their printed modules na naging successful. No? Now, my only concern, ma'am, is with regards to the retention of the topics that are being absorbed by the students. Kasi parang with your beautiful scheme, ma'am, na napakaganda, strategic talaga siya, no? Pero, meron na po ba tayong point of assessment po na nagawa na it will take parang 1 month kasi bago babalik na naman the students into that same 2 subjects or 2 learning areas, di ba? Because a cycle would be composed of 4 weeks, tama po, ma'am? So
Yes,
parang
sir.
kung ang pag-aaralan muna nila for this whole week ay araling panlipunan and English, and then next week another 2 learning areas, another week, and then so ibig sabihin in the next month pa ulit sila babalik doon sa naunang English and mathematics and araling panlipunan.
Yes,
So
sir.
paano po kaya, ma'am, yung retention? Do you give daily activities beside their subjects para ma-retain sa isip po nila yung pinag-aralan nila, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We are giving validation tests after a week.
Opo.
Because it's a self-learning modules, we know that. Nandun din po kasi ang kanilang key answers.
Opo.
And we're giving, that's one of the rules of modules. You really to give the key answers for the kids to know that they are wrong or they are right.
Right, opo.
And that's for the permanence of learning. Hindi pwedeng itago yung answer sheet. Now, sabi nga po ng mga teachers, paano naman po yan? Nakikita lahat, halos lahat sila, correct na. And we designed, sabi ko, we need to give, after a week, na na-hold na natin ang ating mga modules, we give on the next week the validation test. It's a 30-item test because we know na wala po talaga ngayon quarter or periodical exam. But a 30-item test will really measure the basic competencies, the minimum element, the minimum essential learning competencies embedded doon sa module na binigay po namin.
Ma'am, follow-up question ko, ma'am, na you mentioned before na talagang sa printed module, yung absorption ng learning, medyo talagang mahirap as compared to the digital. No? And this observation of yours is also parallel to other schools and principals po, ma'am. So, ano sa palagay niyo, ma'am, talaga ang reason bakit parang ang hirap ng mga bata na matuto pagka-printed lang po, ma'am?
Siguro, sir, pwede ko pong i-align kay Sir Cheryl, yung sa reading. Kasi po, in terms of digitize, some of our teachers prepared video lessons are animated, meaning colorful, they are working, they are moving. Unlike a printed, na since the start na grade 1 siya, printed na yan. But unfortunately nga po, the field cannot really maximize the digitized. No? Kaya we want to reach out every corner of Lasip National High School with 9 catchment areas, na barangays po yan. And then later po, slowly, magdi-digitize tayo kapag po ready na. The same with Malawa, that they have done the 50 tablets distributed to the kids. Kami naman po naka-cluster din po yung 50 tablets to all the 50 advisors. All teachers are advisors and they're handling the tablets. Shuffling po sa bata, isa-shuffle din po. Yung isang group, kunyari po ang Lasip Barangay will have the tablet for this week. The next week na po another shuffled sector ng Lasip National High School.
So, ito po, final question ko po, both po para sa inyo, no? SDO1, our OIC, and SDS, Ma'am Sheila Marie has provided with you a goal to shift into digital. Do you think this is an impossible goal to accomplish or there is a chance kasi dito din lang naman tayo yata papunta lahat in the near future? Sige po, ma'am.
I think there is a chance. Kasi,
There is a huge chance, ma'am?
yeah, very huge chance. Kasi kung hindi natin bibigyan ng pagkakataon ang ating sarili na iakma kung ano talaga yung nandito na ngayon, mahihirapan talaga tayong mag-move on. And in fact, parents are also willing to cooperate. Hinay-hinay lang po siguro ang
Opo.
shifting na mangyayari. Kagaya ng aming project for hinay-hinay din namin itong dinadala sa digitize.
Alright. Si ma'am, si Dr. Ferrer po.
Totoo nga po yan. Hindi naman po talaga, it's not impossible.
Hindi dahil no choice, ma'am, no?
No. It's not impossible really, sir. As you can see, yung progress na lang sa shifting. Basically, from that statistics, I know the parents are now aware. I know it's difficult. It's really challenging and difficult times, but we need to move on. Bakit po ngayon nakakasanay naman tayo mag-mask at mag-shield? Kaya ang sabi po namin, we need to capacitate parents to really consider education really that will deliver them from the situations that they have now. Malaki po ang possibility, but we need so many forces, joint forces to do it. And then slowly but surely.
Alright, thank you very much po, no? Kay Ma'am Cheryl V. Guzman at kay Ma'am Rosario C. Ferrer, no? Napakagaling nilang sumagot. Natutuwa ako kasi yung mga projects nila na ini-implement sa kanilang mga schools, no? So,
Yes, sir. Right, dito lang ako, Sir Richard. Kay Dr. Rosario Ferrer. Ma'am, nickname you Rose.
Rex.
Rex. X. Rex. Rex. Ang layo naman, ma'am.
Nga po medyo parang magkasilayo, sir. No?
Okay, ma'am. Madam Rex, tanong ko lang po, napakaganda po nung inintroduce po ninyo na parang transition from modular learning to online learning. Isa sa mga problema actually ng mga ilang schools, mga teachers po natin, yung resistance and acceptance on the part of the parents. Iwan ko sa inyo, probably may magic spell po kayong ginawa para ma-convince po yung mga magulang po natin. As an advice to other teachers, other principals as well. What would be the magic word or words na may advice po ninyo sa kanila para po yung mga magulang will eventually accept the reality that ito na yung pinaka mas maganda na mode of learning, yung online?
Totoo po, sir, talaga. Malaki talaga po. There's a huge resistance considering of the accessibility and the capacity to have those gadgets. Pero sabi po nga namin, we need to consider health and safety protocols and we need to consider to move on. After all, we're providing you all the benefits, kagaya po ng modules namin. No expenses paid sila, even the expandable envelopes and everything. Kaya ang sabi ko po, mas okay po na digitize kayo, Nay. Hindi na kayo lagi pupunta rito. But be sure po, Nay Tay, give us 100% assurance that you really have the gadget and the access. Or else, magkakaroon ng malaking problem doon, sir.
Oh.
Na I thought you're doing your part and we are doing our part very well. Then unfortunately, hindi kayo magre-react sa amin, magkakaproblema. Unlike kung may modules, whether they like it or not, alam ko, napupush po sila talaga manguha because we have 75%, 80% talaga po distribution and retrieval. So, enjoy din naman po sila because I keep on telling them na naitay ang solusyon talaga edukasyon. But if you will not work it out, I don't think education will elevate you to anywhere or where else. Kang po.
So yung magic word is safety. For your safety,
Yeah,
for your own
for your
safety, for my
safety.
own safety.
And
This is what we need.
Yes, sir.
Kala ko, Wingardium Leviosa.
Ako, para
No? Ang magic
rubbing
word from
alcohol,
Harry Potter.
safety nyo.
Safety is our main concern.
At saka po, sir, yun nga po, aside from the safety, syempre, ang learning ng bata, basically. To address their learning needs. Even how difficult it is.
Okay. Madam Rex, thank you so much.
Yes po.
Okay po, back to our district information officers po natin, DIOs po natin.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Rex. And then, we really have to condition our mind to the change. But in the end, everything comes easy.
Totoo po yan. Yes.
Paalam na po tayo.
Okay.
Sige po.
Yes, an additional po, gaya ng sinasabi ng ating butihing SDS.
Ganda ng boses ni Ma'am, no?
Yes.
Ang broadcaster.
Let us trust the process and embrace the change. Thank you po.
Ay,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
for having us with you.
Thank you very much.
Happy to serve.
Happy to serve. From Lingayen Tree Express, Balita. Ayan. Lingayen Tree District.
Okay.
Ma'am, ulitin natin. Hindi ko narinig. Ulitin natin. Sabay-sabay.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go!
From Lingayen Tree Express, Balita ng Lingayen Tree District. Happy to serve.
Ayan. Thank you very much sa ating pong mga, and congratulations sa ating mga District Information Officers, Dr. Rochelle C. Ramos,
Yes, sir.
Principal 1 ng Malawa Integrated School, and Dr. Virgie Z. Santos, Teacher 3 ng Aplaya Elementary School, for interviewing ang ating pong Principal 3 Pangapisan Elementary School na si Miss Cheryl B. de Guzman at ang ating pong Principal 4 ng Lasik National High School na si Dr. Rosario C. Ferrer.